All right, Padres and the Pirates. First game of this series. A quick homestand for the Padres, just one series. The Pirates, they just got swept by the Dodgers. And so, this is another series that the Padres should take advantage of. They have an opportunity here to get further above 500, keep pace with teams like the Diamondbacks, like the Dodgers. And they got Joe Musgrove on the mound. So I think it's a good start to this series. In terms of what I'm expecting out of Joe tonight, I think it was 60 pitches. Around that is what the Padres are trying to get out of Musgrove. And so that could be 4 innings, or it could be less than that. It could be working into the 5th inning, go 5 or 4 and a third. And then I would expect Brian Hoeing to come after that. And there's some other guys that would be available, I think, to go after that. The Padres have not officially made the move. I checked their transactions page, and all I saw was that they had activated Joe Musgrove, but they had not put on there the decision of who they were going to send down. I assume it's going to be Carl Edwards Jr., although maybe they were saving him for today. He hasn't pitched in the last 3 days. Sean Reynolds threw 16 pitches yesterday, so would he come back and do that same thing today after Brian Hoeing? Hoeing is well rested, by the way. He threw 6 pitches a few days back on the 9th, so he's had 2 days off. Other guys that had a day off yesterday, Robert Suarez, Tanner Scott. He had pitched 3 of the last 4 days. Same thing with Suarez, Morahone, Estrada, and then Carl Edwards Jr. But I feel like Carl Edwards would be the one that goes down, not Reynolds, because if they, one, they're not going to bring someone up. And who would they rather have at the big league level right now? Carl Edwards Jr. or Sean Reynolds? I feel like it's Sean Reynolds because they're activating Musgrove. It's not like they're swapping a reliever or anything like that. We'll see. Maybe during this video, I will check one more time before I end this to see if they have made that move. But that's the bullpen situation for tonight. But Musgrove, by the way, if you did not watch the Yu Darvish update video that I did a little bit ago today, Musgrove, he is using his leg. He's going to try to use his legs more. That's one of the adjustments. He's trying to take that as much impact force on that arm, trying to take that off, obviously. And you can only do so much, obviously, because you're the one that's the arm is obviously the biggest thing there when you're pitching. But he's worked on his rotation of his body during his time on the IL. And so we'll see if we can notice adjustments or if that's just going to be a Musgrove and Niebla thing where they can see if he's doing what he's supposed to be doing out there on the mound. And then results, for me, what I'm hoping for is get 4 innings out of him, be efficient with your innings. If he's being efficient, then hopefully it's, working to the 5th. But be efficient, keep the ball in the strike zone, keep it down. If he gives up a homer, he gives up a homer. I trust that this Padres offense will be able to score runs tonight. They're facing Jake Woodford, and you look at his ERA, 7.41 ERA this year. 5 starts only at the big league level, so it's not like it's a huge sample size. His last time out, though, was against the Padres, and he didn't go 3 innings. That was on the 6th, 2 1/3, 3 earned runs allowed. The 6th, that was that Tuesday Pirates game. Hit a batter. That's another thing to look at this series. I should have brought that up probably a little bit earlier. The whole Profar Pinata thing. That was his comment after that Pirates series because he got hit 4 times, I think, during that series. And not all of them were like, oh, yeah, they totally meant to do that. But, hey, if I'm sitting there in the batter's box and I'm trying to do my job and get on base, and I keep getting hit with 97 mile per hour fastball, especially the one that went right at his knee. Directly at his knee. I know Randy Vasquez went back and then hit, I think, Brian Reynolds in that series, and so kind of stood up for Profar there a little bit. But that's got to hurt. Just because you hit the other team going back, that doesn't make it better all of a sudden. It still hurts. And I believe Profar said that he's got bruises because of those pitches, so that sucks. But I guess we could look for, like, maybe something happens there. If a pitch gets away and hits Profar again, even if it was by accident, what's going to happen there? I think the best thing though when that happens is, hey, let's take care of business on the field. Let's go beat this team, and that can be our reward. Because even though we don't like the Pirates hitting Profar, w- I mean, you hitting the Pirates back, does it send a message? Maybe, I guess. I think I've seen Eric Hosmer put out tweets about that. Like, okay, it would send a message, but I mean, I'd rather have the message be like, we're better than you. We went and beat you. Uh, you just put a guy on base when you do that. If it's a blowout, okay, but even then, I don't need guys getting ejected. I don't need guys getting hurt when the Padres actually have something to play for. And let's be honest, the Pirates don't. They're not like the White Sox level of suck, but they're not the Padres. Pirates are 56 and 61, fifth in the NL Central. The Padres are trying to go make the postseason and maybe even win the NL West. It's just different situations. So, got to be careful in those spots when you're facing a team like that. Padres lineup, so no Manny Machado, as you will see here. Ariza's DHing, then Profar, Crony, Bogart, Solano, Merrill, Peralta, Kim, and Higgy. Before I went on here, I wanted to look to see when the last time Manny had a day off when the Padres were playing, like when he wasn't in the lineup. Because he's had days off because the schedule's actually been pretty good post All-Star break for the Padres. But I didn't remember the last time he wasn't in the lineup. And that's great because it shows Padres fans that yeah, he is healthy. He's playing every day. He doesn't have to take a day off. Doesn't want to take a day off. And so today I feel like probably was a planned day off because of the stretch of games that they're in right now. It's a long stretch. You're facing Jake Woodford. You can put Donovan Solano in the lineup and have him play third base with even though it's a righty on the mound, it's not like the best righty in the league or anything like that. It was a favorable spot to put Manny on the bench, give him at least the part of the day off, part of the night off. And yeah, the last time that he was not in the lineup, unless I'm missing a date here, I checked back on his game logs and it was June 9th. That was that D-back series after the Angels series when Manny got hurt during the Angels series. What was it? Was the hip flexor? He was running down the line trying to beat out a double play because I remember because Padre fans get on him about not running down the line all the time, sometimes. And I'm like, well, this is what happens when he does give it his all sometimes, sometimes it happens. Um, but at that time, by the way, I was fine with him running it out like that because it was a double play situation. I forget the score of the game, but I was in favor of that. And sometimes injuries just happen, right? But yeah, that was the Angels, and then he didn't play after that, I believe. Or excuse me, I don't think was it June 9th? July, I want to say. July 9th. No. Yeah. June 9th, sorry. Because he didn't play he played the first game of the Arizona series. He didn't play the 7th, 8th, or 9th. Played June 5th against the Angels, obviously. Played June 10th against Oakland. Yeah. So he's been in there. He's posting. He's playing third base every day. He's playing spectacular third base, may I add. And real quick, since he came back from that few days off there, so June 10th through yesterday's game, he is hitting 292 as an 850 OPS, 525 slug, 12 home runs in a 50 game stretch. And it took him a little bit to get some homers on the board for him this year. So he's playing better. Not 2022 MVP Manny, like that stretch, but that was ridiculous what he did, carrying the Padres that year. But he's doing better. So hopefully this is just a planned day off. Everything's good. And he'll be back in there tomorrow. And the Padres can go get this win with Joe on the mound tonight. Can't wait. It's been a while since we've been able to watch Joe on the mound, and he's one of my favorite players. So let's get this win.